Welcome to Xtra presented by VDG Sports. I am your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter, very censored. Change is scary. The unknown is tough. The endless possibilities can be brutal on the mind. That's where I like to go. That's what this is about. And that's the path we're going to take. So noobs, buckle up. Buckle up. Regs, we back at it again. Do what we do. This is almost like every single day. Non-verbal communicating peeps. It's been a while. It's been a while since I communicated to you verbally. We do it non-verbally, but you're special. You're worthy. We got this unique bond that we share. One day, we're going to have a word to describe it, but it's undescribable. It's so unique. It's so different. It's so special. Now, change is scary. Change is definitely scary. We get caught up in our habits because we're habitual creatures and we just kind of gravitate towards the path of least resistance for the most part. The unknown is tough. It really is. Why would we willingly just do something that's outside of our comfort zone that we don't know what can happen, what will happen? And just that alone is brutal on the mind because of the endless possibilities. There's just so many. And you can just get caught up in thinking out logically all of the situations, all of the encounters, all of the variables that can and could and would and should and possibly take place. Yeah. I'd say for me, yeah, most of that's definitely true. And I go a little further. There's normal. Well, I shouldn't say normal because there's really nothing really normal or abnormal about it. I'll just say there are things that peeps find just easy to do in a regular everyday life that they can just do without any thought, and it's second nature to them almost. Whereas with me, I find certain things extremely difficult, extremely hard to do. And it's simple and easy for the next person. And that's one other reason why, and you can go back and review some of the historical documents because I've mentioned this before. Regs, you understand, you know. Noobs, you have no clue, but that's fine. I'll try to catch you up in this short, brief period of time. And nonverbal, I just wanted to say nonverbal again. But the thing is, with all of this, I find myself pushing past all of the limitations, whether it's me creating them or whether it's something that's been created for me. Even if it's something that I don't want to do, even if it's going against the grain and it's introducing the unknown, I try to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. I know how it sounds. It's cliche. It's something that you hear people say and you just roll your eyes, but yeah, whatever. It is what it is. That's fine. This is a no judge zone. Still a no judge zone. I try to put my put myself in a place where I'm comfortable with being uncomfortable. Sometime it works, sometime it doesn't work. It's not 100% method. It's not something that I'm looking to perfect or looking to get it to a point where everything I'm comfortable with, because if you're just comfortable with every single thing, why play the game? Why play the game of life? There's going to be situations where you just find uncomfortable, and it's making you uncomfortable for a particular reason, possibly providing insight, possibly pushing against your norms, possibly pushing back on something that, whatever. So I just strive for the most part to be comfortable with that, to be able to take, constructive criticism. Yeah, we know how that works. And we know how constructive the criticism always be, right? And that was a ha ha joke, not a he he joke. Also, in addition to that, in addition to being uncomfortable, I look at certain things and I look at all of that as being a challenge. Yeah, a challenge. And the thing about challenges is you don't have to accept them. You don't have to accept them. You don't have to place that on yourself. But I do it because it's an opportunity to grow, whether it's I succeed in the challenge or whether I fail. I'm not necessarily looking at the outcome per se, even though I would like to win and I would like to succeed, even though sometimes it's not all about winning. And sometimes when you win, you lose. And sometimes when you lose, you win. But that's a different subject for a different day. It really is. It's the growth factor in the challenge. It's the, okay, I know what I would do. I know I'm here in the grand scheme of things. And with this challenge, it puts everything up to a test because it's a challenge. It's personal growth. And if you're not with the personal growth life, or you don't understand the personal growth and all of that jazz, that's fine. That's cool. But I do. And this is my explanation of it from my eyes and my point of view. My eyes and my point of view. So not only am I trying to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, I'm accepting and I'm taking challenges when the moment arise. And I know some people say, and it's probably good advice if it fit, or if they have these education degrees that say it works, go for it, do it. But for me, I take slights and I take stuff personally. I do. And it's not for the simple fact that I'm thin-skinned or I got rabbit ears, where I just hear all the criticism and I take all of the criticism in. Because once again, let's circle back around. Constructive criticism. I'm already judging myself extremely hard to begin with, but there are definitely moments and there are definitely things that I miss because I don't see everything from all angles. I'll be the first to admit that maybe there's something that I missed from a different angle that provide a little bit of insight to a gap or a hole that I'm missing in my knowledge base, or I'm missing as a person. And this criticism that's coming in is highlighting the fact that, hey, idiot, guess what? Don't forget about that. And the light bulb will come on. It's like, oh, okay, I understand, but I need to be a little bit better. I understand, and I need to do more. Change is scary, especially when I think that I've been doing something correct or the right, proper way for a very, very long time, only to understand, only to go a little bit further down my own rabbit hole and see that it's possibly wasn't the right choice. It possibly wasn't the correct way now. But at the time, it seemed that way with the input that I had. It seemed that way with the knowns that I had. It seemed that way, but now it's not. And now the unknown has jumped up and hit me in the face. It was like, you gonna learn today or you are going to face some consequences. Face some consequences. The unknown is tough. It's strong. It's rough. It fights. It fights. It does a lot of things. It does a lot of things. The possibilities are endless. It really is endless, and it's brutal because you just, for the most part, don't know. I know what I know, and I know what I don't know, and I can only go from there. I can only go from there. And that's why I use life. I use losing. I use mistakes. I use just about any and everything to grow personally. It is not that I'm chasing perfection. I'm past that stage in my life. I really am. And that whole wanting to be perfect and chasing perfection, if that's you, I feel your pain. I've been there, done that. And sometimes I fall back into that trap. Sometimes I fall back into that trap as well, trying to do everything perfect or what I deem is perfect. And it's just not, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work because the definition of perfect is so ever changing. And also, once you do obtain the goal, let's say for the sake of the argument, what then? What then? What's the end game then? Because you've reached this magical end of being perfect. You've reached this logical conclusion that you've been chasing of perfectionism. What next? So there's nothing wrong. You can do no wrong. You're always right. What next? What next? And those some things and those some questions to ponder while we continue to go forward with. Change is scary. It really, really is. The unknown is tough. We're habitual creatures. We just think that we know best sometimes. We just get caught up in our own viewpoints, whereas it's always, if not, it's the best way. And it's not to just go ahead and just flip over your principles and flip over everything you stand for, everything you believe in. It is just taking valid input, taking valid information, and if it's a little bit different or if it makes a little bit of sense, it should affect you in a certain way to enhance what you already are, to enhance what you already are, or to fill in the unknown, or to fill in the gaps, or to make you a little bit more comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. Not to say that uncomfort goes away. You just understand it more. Why? Because it's no longer an unknown. It's a known. It's no longer an unknown. It is a known. And with that known, you can accept the challenge, accept the challenge. And that's how I'm moving along, going forward, using personal growth, using unknown, using basically a lot of things that I believe in and a few principles and things that make me who I am. And no, I'm not changing who I am. I'm not this blank canvas who just go around any and everybody, or this chameleon who goes around any and everybody and just change for the moment or change for that. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying, if it's not clear, there's always room for improvement. And once you get to the point or get to the place where you don't need any information, or you know everything, and what's coming in, it can't be right because you already have a certain way of doing things, already have a certain way of looking at life, already have a certain structure that you feel comfortable with. I'm just highlighting, underscoring, pleading, and saying that may be not the case. Just allow a little bit of doubt to set in. Or in other words, humble yourself. Humble yourself. Thank you for listening. Be sure to check out the new, updated, and improved website, xtra.vdgsports.com. That is xtra.vdgsports.com. There's a YouTube as well. VDG Sports. Like, subscribe, share. Basically, do whatever it is you do there. I'm still trying to figure it out. This episode is not being sponsored by VinceDouglasGregory.com. I'm way too hot and I'm sweating. You don't want to see that? You're welcome. You don't want to see that? I'm sure so. You are welcome. VinceDouglasGregory.com is where you can keep up with me, my whereabouts, my well-being, and all things in between. Basically, Vince. Once again, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. We've come in a long, long way. I'm almost tempted to give it to you, but I still can't. I'm out. Like, peace or peace out.